All right. Welcome back to the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Just to kind of reflect on what we talked about, we had our WWE Monday Night Raw review, we had our WWE NXT preview, and without further ado, we're going to talk about, Liv Morgan possibly going to Hollywood. But before we move on, I want to remind you guys that we get a lot of questions that come in during the show. So to ensure that your question gets read on air in front of millions and millions of people, we ask you guys to use the tips and donations link at the GSMC, podcast.net. Give us your questions, give us your concerns, tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like. Once again, it really does help the show. So, once again, the link is the GSMC, podcast.net. So let's go ahead and get started with this. Let's get it started. I'm just kidding, no. I can't do a good Fergie, though. Although, Fergie got nothing on this guy. I'm just kidding, no. Let's go ahead and move on. So we have Liv Morgan's Hollywood aspirations. Love Liv Morgan. Definitely love the way she's been introduced into WWE, especially after, what happened with the Riot Squad and stuff like that. So, let's talk about Liv Morgan's future. In our recent episode of Open Thoughts, Liv Morgan, expressed her aspirations to become an actress. She said, and I quote, I like to try to. I've been fortunate enough to do some outside projects of the WWE and TV and film, and I definitely think this is likely to be my next step. And honestly, I love Liv Morgan. Like, absolutely, I love her. She plays a good underdog. She has solidified herself, her status as one of the most successful and respected performers in the WWE Women's Division. She's a former women's champion, and she's made appearance in the Kill Room and the Chucky television series. So makes you think what's going to happen to Liv Morgan next. It's gonna, I know, like, she definitely, I think her contract was renewed back in February. No, I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But I don't know. I just feel like Liv Morgan, it's been kind of unfortunate. And I've been a huge Liv Morgan fan, but I've also been one of her biggest criticizers. But at the same time, I criticize her because I feel like she can be doing a lot better. Definitely see a lot of potential in this superstar. And I love Liv. She seems nice, resilient, charismatic. Genuinely, you can see that she tries in the ring, which is awesome, which is great. I love that. And I don't know, it was just kind of crazy how she came from serving at Buffalo Wings at Hooters to being a WWE superstar, where she found during one of her shifts she was able to she saw a wrestler that she had unnamed, and she went up to them, and she asked her about wrestling, and the wrestler could tell that Liv Morgan was a huge wrestling fan from the get go. A lot of passion, a lot of enthusiasm, charisma. So definitely you have to credit Liv Morgan in terms of that. And I don't know, it's kind of crazy. And she hooked her up with a trainer. She trained immensely day and night, before her shifts, after her shifts at Hooters, and she turned a diehard wrestling fan into what you see before you, Liv Morgan, a WWE superstar. She has heart. She has heart. I absolutely love the fact that she has heart. Definitely not, like I said, definitely not taking anything away from her. But obviously you kind of kind of butter him up a little bit, and now it's time to kind of, bring it down to earth. But she botches moves. She botches wrestling promos. She botches matches, and her promos need a lot of work, like what she did on Monday Night Raw. I feel like her promo wasn't good enough with Becky Lynch. I feel like it was bad. It was really, really bad, but that's, honestly, that's my, God-given opinion. So, if you have anything to say about it, use the GSMC podcast.net. Give me what you guys think about this. And yeah, we'll, go from there. And like I said, does she have what it takes to become the face of the women's division? As of right now, I'm going to say a resounding no. I'm not trying to be mean, not trying to be a jerk, but I feel like Liv Morgan doesn't have what it takes to hold the strap, to be a champion, hold down either the SmackDown card or the Raw card, or even WWE NXT at this moment. I feel like she has a whole bunch of potential, and I just definitely think that she could definitely do better for herself. Definitely that, I don't know if she kind of missed a step, and by all means, she has not had the greatest luck in terms of, wrestling and bookings and storylines and stuff like that. We'll talk about that in actually, approximately like 2 seconds. So she's had great matches, absolutely great matches in the past. So she's capable. She was a 97. She had her 97th day reign, and I feel for Liv. Her title run ultimately was labeled as a fluke, which was kind of kind of sucky. But it was during that time, during her WWE Women's SmackDown Championship reign, that WWE was doing whatever they could to push Ronda Rousey, which was absolutely detrimental for Liv, basically setting her up to fail. She didn't really have a chance. They're like, okay, you're like that bridge champion. We want you to make Ronda look absolutely dominating. We want you just to basically kind of be that bridge, and that's not her fault. That has nothing to do with her capabilities or her in-ring capabilities. But even Ronda Rousey herself was upset with the bookings of WWE. Said that her and Liv Morgan could have made those matches a lot more memorable, especially at the Extreme Rules match, which I remember watching this match and I thought it was garbage, and so does the two other wrestlers. So don't get on my ass. Um, Ronda Rousey was upset that WWE didn't let Liv Morgan and her incorporate, kind of like the Extreme Rules mantra. Like they wanted to add kendo sticks, tables, chairs, and I think Ronda even talked with Liv about adding, thumbtacks and stuff like that. But ultimately, WWE did not let these two superstars do it their way. Ronda Rousey, although she was the one getting pushed, she ultimately kind of thought it was bad because she wanted, kind of wanted more. Kind of thought this could have, although she was going to get the strap, she was like, you know what, although Liv is going to lose to me, why can't we make this a little more creative? She blamed the WWE writers of only putting in 5 minutes a week toward the WWE storylines in the women's division, which she still definitely holds accountable for the Vince McMahon era. Has not yet kind of warmed up to the Paul Levesque era. But Ronda Rousey was right. She was right. Back in the day with the women's division, I feel like even after the women's evolution, there still wasn't really any much, kind of thought put into the storylines. Kind of obviously, one of the victims you saw kind of fall to it was Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan, I, it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible, and it ultimately effed up Liv Morgan's career. Her perception of the audience as a champion, basically being the one that Ronda Rousey's gonna absolutely demolish, and basically kind of rule on every pay per view, every promo. She gets her ass kicked. It's it's tough. It's hard. Feel for Liv. I feel for Liv. Sorry, I feel for Liv. Definitely, kind of unfortunate that she kind of landed her chance on, SmackDown as the SmackDown Women's Champion. Ultimately, to kind of, be that bridge champion for, Ronda Rousey to ultimately, kind of kick the crap out of her and, become the champion once again. So, yeah, honestly, guys, that was my Liv Morgan take. Honestly, I am a fan. I love her, and I will root for her. Absolutely, 110%. I will root for Liv Morgan. So yeah, can't hit me on that. So, anyways, don't go anywhere today. We have today in wrestling history. We're going to talk about a couple of events that happened on May 21st, and yeah, let's go in and dig on into that. So hey, don't go anywhere.